This is Monique Spencer with Sports Broadcasting, and we're here with Miss Montgomery, who has children in the service. As a parent, what goes through your head when your child serves?
Well, I guess a little background. My son went into the Air Force 5 days after he turned 18. And we were expecting him to go in. And so I was kind of halfway prepared. Everything's going to be all right. He's going to be in the Air Force. He's not going to be deployed or anything like that. Well, then I find out that he scored very high on his ASVAB, got a perfect grade, and he was flying on AWACS. He was an analyst. And so he was flying sorties over South America, which when I found out, I was very scared. You know, it was very, very, because they were being shot at times. And, but he used to call and say, "Mom, I'm flying tomorrow." And we had a flat roof. And he'd say, "We're flying right over Weslaco." So I had this big white sheet with a big yellow happy face on it. And I would put it out on the roof. And I said, "I know you're flying high and you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm sending you a smile." And they would take a picture from the plane and send it to me. "We saw your smile." So that always made me feel good, because it was not only for my son, but it was for everybody that was on the AWACS. And he was on AWACS for 12 years. And my daughter went into the Air Force. She came home from school one day and said, "Hey, Mom, guess what I did?" And I said, "You got a job?" And she said, "Yeah, I joined the Air Force." And I was like, oh, okay, you know, because my daughter's, you know, about 5'5", blonde, blue-eyed, not the type. And she told me, she said, "Mom, you know, since 2011, she says, I've been thinking that I need to do something with my life. And this is what I need to do." And so she joined the Air Force and became an EMT, a paramedic. And about, 2 years into it, she called and said, "I'm going to be deployed. I'm going to Afghanistan." And I said, "Please tell me that you're not going to be doing the milk runs," which was the chopper rides out to remote posts to pick up injured. And she said, "No, Mom, I'm going to be stuck at the hospital the whole time." Well, needless to say, she lied. She was doing milk runs. Scariest 3 years of my life. I wrote to her every week. I sent care packages. I sent all kinds of things, and they would all, you know, say thank you, send me letters and stuff like that. And it wasn't until she got back that I found out about the milk runs and about the constant mortar rounds that were hitting the hospital. And she said for the entire 3 years, it's been years and I'm still upset about it. She said that she had to sleep on the floor underneath her bunks because they were being constantly bombarded. And we don't hear about that stuff at home. You don't hear about that stuff on the news. And I was always writing, you know, make good choices. I love you. Stay safe. And she was doing the best she could. She was in Afghanistan for 3 years. And then when she got back to the stateside, she started doing they started going from the United States to Japan, Hawaii, and places like that to pick up people and bring them back. And then she would do from the East Coast to Germany, and they would pick up people and bring them back. And she did that for 6 years. She just recently got out of the Air Force, and she works for the VA. She is a compliance officer for the VA. While she was in Afghanistan, she managed to get her bachelor's and a master's degree. And when she came back stateside, she got her second master's. So the benefit for her was that she got her degree and she knew what she wanted to do. But it was very hard on me the whole time to have two kids at the same time, and both of them daily, weekly, in jeopardy. And I'm stuck in South Texas where we're having border wars, and I'm not telling them that, shots are fired on a daily basis around here. So I guess it was, they were worried about me, I was worried about them, but it was 15 years. And, but they're both fine now. They're both doing well. My daughter has a son, and her husband is also military, so we're still attached to the military. But it was very hard. 15 years as a parent. I still get upset. I don't know. And I feel for all the other parents that are out there. And I flew my flag every day, every single day, rain or shine. My flag was out because I have kids. I didn't mean to cry.
What has been the most challenging part supporting from home?
The most challenging part is not knowing what's going on. Knowing that, they're there, they're doing their job, but they're not telling you everything because they can't. Right now, my nephew is in Afghanistan, and he's a payload master. And it's hard on his wife and two kids because they really don't know what he's doing and what's going on. And all I can do is support her and help her and tell her that as long as nobody comes knocking on your door, everything's fine. And that's what you have to live with. So it's one day at a time.
How does it feel to see your child and others like them honored at our military appreciation days?
Again, I'll be sobbing because anybody that is ever recognized for their military service, they don't ask for it. They don't ask to be recognized. They joined the military because they wanted to. And they knew what they were getting into. As families, we don't always know. As parents, we don't always know what's going on with our kids. As a spouse, I'm sure they struggle knowing that their spouse is overseas or wherever. But watching people get acknowledged for what they've done for our country, it's a good feeling. It's like, Lee Greenwood says, I'm proud to be an American because I'm free because of what they've done. And by them serving and taking care of all the rest of us, it makes me feel much better.
All right, and last question, what do you want people to understand about the families behind you?
They're serving too. Not only are their loved one serving in the military, they are also serving. The spouse, male, female, who has to stay home with the kids, keep them safe while the other is off, either serving in the sandbox, as they call it, or flying here and there. A lot of times they're a single parent family, even though the other one is still there. They deserve to be recognized too, because without them keeping the home safe and having a safe place for that serving member to come home to, but yeah, I stand proud.